And apparently there was a movement afoot among the public that they wanted to come to this meeting on Wednesday to talk about the severance package for Officer Jennison. And I would like to just ask the legal staff to weigh in here for a moment. As I understand it, that's not a topic of discussion that could be had at a public safety meeting, but I would like for the legal staff to confirm that that is in fact true. There is a request from Councilmembers Farassati and Hamblin to have an executive session to discuss that. That's for the public. That's a confidential meeting. Having a public meeting on that topic, I guess would like the legal staff to make a comment on whether that's even feasible for a public safety committee.
This is Tammy Owens, City Attorney, and I would certainly not recommend that. I do not know what the nature of the conversation would be, but that is not something that I would recommend, no.
Right, so I had, thank you, I thought that would be your response. So I had reached out to one of the individuals who was approaching me to add an item on the agenda, apparently to address this. And I will try to have a conversation with that individual to understand more what they want to talk about, and then I can talk to legal staff as to what the feasibility of that is. So, so at this point, the meeting is canceled for Wednesday the 8th.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I think Tammy had mentioned she didn't know what the discussion would be about. I just wanted to add some clarity to that. I don't think there's any intention of anyone wanting to discuss private employee matters. It's kind of it's a discussion that would only be about information that's already out there. It would be about, you know, if we don't discuss employee matters publicly, well, why wasn't that said in 2018 that we don't discuss it instead of something that was said that doesn't match what's being said today? So it's not about the employee. Nobody wants any more information about the employee. We already know that. It's just simply, I think the public's looking for some transparency on why they weren't told we don't discuss public or employee matters instead of told what they were told. And kind of what happened there, just a simple facts finding of what exactly happened there. I think that's what they're looking for, and they want to voice their opinion about. And so does that change, being as we wouldn't be talking about personnel matters, does that change the legality as you see it, Tammy?
So what are you talking about specifically? What comment would you be, I mean, I don't know that this is something we want to hash out in an open meeting right now. I'm happy to talk to you about that, but I can't give you the answer unless I know all the facts.
Okay, well, it was the contradicting information. And in 2018, we didn't come out and say, we don't discuss personnel matters. We came out and gave personnel information about an employee quitting for personal reasons on his own behalf.
Well, and here's what I will say.
Statement. So
obviously, well, I think this is something that I need to speak with you offline about, but I'm happy to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Farassati, you're done also.
All right, thank you. So basically what I want to bring to the attention of the council and also Mr. Lyons as the chairman of public safety in general is that in the last couple of months, we have had two very important issues related to public safety. One about a policy about hazard pay, and now this one, which is very sensitive for the people of Overland Park. And in both those of situations, we canceled the public safety meeting, both of them. I am getting left and right communication saying that what's going on, that every time that there is a sensitive item to be discussed, the public safety committee, boom, is canceled. So the optics of it, sir, but with all due respect, doesn't look good. You mentioned this training, which I had no clue that why did it need to be coinciding with the public safety meeting? I don't understand why that did have to be on the same day. We could have it a day later, a day earlier, on the weekend. You would think even the weekend would be more appropriate. But beyond that is that the public wants to come and discuss with the body of elected officials who have taken the responsibility of public safety about the facts of this situation. just like Councilman Hamblin said, it's not about that individual. It's mostly about what happened with justified this. And we could be on the hearing side. One of the problems that we have is that we just do not continue to listen as much. We could have had them come, talk, and we would appreciate what they say, and we would incorporate that opinion and that level of input that we get in future when, with the help of God, we're going to have some sort of discussion about this severance package. We could have been listening. We didn't need to disclose anything. Number 3 is that the officer is not our employee anymore. And it's my understanding that we are doing some due diligence based on what Mayor emailed about the appropriate legal avenues when the person is not your employee anymore. So that pretext that we can't talk about it because it's an employee matter, to me, is not out there. What I'm trying to say at the end is that this could have been a very fruitful communication. Maybe even one-sided, for us listening and for people explaining how they feel. That's why we have public comments. That's why we should have public comments in the committee meetings. And our ordinance clearly states that it's at the jurisdiction of the chairman of the committee to accept public comments. I believe that was the right thing to do, and I'm very, very sorry that it seems like these decisions in canceling the committee, at least when I was on the committee last time, happened without no consultation with me as a member of the committee, or if memory serves me right, as the vice chair. Nobody asked me if I had an item. And this time, I would be very glad if you had asked your members if they had any items before canceling it. These are sensitive times. Beyond our personal views on it, discussion is always good. And I'm sorry that that's not happening.